Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Bad news for the Ethiopian government, which since July has been trying to control the rising price of a dollar in the country. It signed financing agreements with the IMF, with the World Bank. It opened up and liberalized foreign exchange market, but things are not looking very promising. What is the exchange rate in black market today? Secondly, because Joar is going to hold a conference and extensive discussions with some parties in the US. Who will he meet? What is his real plan? Thirdly, viewers, we know that in Tigray, female Muslim students have been out of schools. 5 schools suspended female students for wearing hijab at schools. Tigray Islamic Affairs Supreme Council took the matter to a court, a Wareda court. The court gave a decision yesterday. What is this decision? Is it in favor of Muslim female students or the school authorities? Will it be implemented or not? Let's start first. Firstly, viewers, it was May 2024 when the Ethiopian government introduced macroeconomic reforms. The government liberalized the foreign exchange market. Before these reforms, Birr to other currency exchange rate was decided and determined by the government. But after these reforms, the determination of exchange rate was left to market forces. Banks were allowed to buy and sell foreign currency. Foreign currency exchange bureaus have been established too, which are selling foreign currency. And if you remember, when government had to make all these decisions to get a few billion US dollars from the IMF and World Bank. And IMF and World Bank, they demand withdrawal of subsidies. That is why government increased fuel prices a few days ago by over 11%. Price of fuel, price of gasoline was raised in Ethiopia. So whatever is happening in terms of major economic decisions is linked to Ethiopian financing agreements with IMF and World Bank. And if you remember, when government introduced macroeconomic reforms last year, PM Abiy clearly said that PM Abiy and others clearly said that the black market must be killed. The black market is the source of problems in Ethiopia. Black market means exchange black market, where people buy and sell foreign currency, especially they buy dollars. And if you remember, a video told you about the government's operations in Togwajale on Ethiopia-Somali land border. This town remained under communication blackout for days. Government launched an operation against Togwajale foreign exchange dealers who obviously operate illegally. The purpose was that the government wanted to kill the black market. And if in May, if you remember, the price of dollar in black market was around 120 birr, while official price of dollar was around less than 60 birr. And the government wanted to narrow down this gap. Dollar was not available at the official price, 60 birr per dollar. People were buying dollar in black market. Government then got dollars. It received dollars from IMF and World Bank, and it has been trying to enhance its remittances too. But and I think it made some gains in recent months in terms of uh, uh, the remittances coming from abroad, but no major and significant gains. Now it seems that once again the price of dollar in black market is rising. What is today's price of dollar in black market and is its official selling price? Today's official selling price by CBE of dollar, US dollar, is around 126, 126.3 or 4 Birr per dollar is the selling price of dollar announced by Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. What is the selling price of dollar in black market? 150 Birr per dollar. It remained around 130 for several weeks after the introduction of macroeconomic reforms. Dollars were available, obviously, banks were selling dollars, but there were issues. So, black market was around 130. Now it's around 150. So, the gap between black market and official market is again widening. Why? Because IMF and World Bank packages are not solutions. They're just temporary reliefs. These packages should lead to economic growth, more foreign investment, more remittances. If these packages don't lead to all these things, they're a failure and they lead to more pressure upon economies. Again, I'm not an economist, but as a layman, I can tell that we heard last year that debt restructuring of Ethiopia will be finalized by the end of December 2024. It has not happened so far. So the debt has not been rescheduled. IMF and World Bank will continue providing loans to the Ethiopian government, but no long-term plans are in the picture showing that Ethiopian economy will be able to progress in a rapid manner. So there is uncertainty, firstly. Secondly, I think banks, foreign exchange bureaus, they are not being strictly monitored. The people who go to these places to buy dollars, they say that they face lots of problems. Unnecessary documentation, waste of time. That is why people choose black market. They don't have to present any documents to buy dollars. So I think that procedural issues and economic uncertainty have led to again a rise in the price of dollar in black market. The first purpose of macroeconomic reforms that reforms should kill the black market uh, is not achieving any results. It's a bad news, by the way. Ethiopian government will have to control black market. By the way, government has been accusing foreigners. Eritreans were accused. Eritrea was indirectly accused by Ethiopian government that it is interfering in Ethiopian black market. Whoever is interfering, but in the end, it's the Ethiopian government which is responsible for devaluing the birr and then failure of the government is visible in terms of not controlling the black market, not killing the black market. Secondly, was Joar is going to hold some key discussions in the US. I said that a few days ago that US tour is going to be more crucial. This is what Jawar himself said, by the way, in Europe. He said part two of his tour will lead to more pressure upon the Ethiopian government. So far, he has held meetings in the US with Oromo diaspora community, but he is trying to hold a conference in North America, either in Canada or the US. He's trying to establish a formidable opposition to stand up to the Ethiopian government. And before the holding of this conference, reportedly Joar and his colleagues, his supporters are holding some meetings. Meetings with politicians who are not just Oromo politicians, non-Oromo politicians, Amhara, Tigray, etc., they're being contacted. Jawar could himself hold personal meetings with the politicians to invite them to a congress, to a conference. Firstly, Ethiopian politicians of different ethnicities are being contacted in the US, in Canada. Secondly, non-Ethiopian politicians too. Not just politicians, activists, diaspora community members who are from Somalia, who are from Eritrea, they're also being contacted and they're being invited to the conference. Date has not been announced so far. Reportedly, Joar and his supporters want to ensure the participation of influential political figures, activists in these conferences. That is why they're just making preparation now. If they manage to secure the participation of large number of Ethiopian foreign politicians, they'll hold the conference. By the way, behind the scenes, Jawar will definitely hold some meetings with US government officials, US State Department officials as well. That is why he's saying that his trip of the US is crucial. He wants to build a strong opposition. Alone, obviously, he won't be as effective as he would be with other Ethiopian politicians. Announcement by Jawar to return to the country, but Lidito is coming. I told you yesterday, Lidito has bought his ticket to come back to Ethiopia. Jawar maybe wants to prepare the ground before return to Ethiopia. Lidito and Jawar are very different in terms of support. Jawar has immense support, I believe, in Oromia. If he can manage to mobilize his people, his supporters, he could be a real pain in the side of Ethiopian PM Abiy. Lidito does not have this type of support. He's trying to reorganize a dead political party. So both have different plans. Let's see what Joar does. We'll be coming videos about Joar's engagements in the US. Lastly, viewers, a court in Tigray has announced a verdict about a case filed by Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council, Tigray Islamic Affairs Supreme Council. You know that for several weeks, a dispute has been ongoing in the Axom city of Tigray. Female students were prohibited from wearing hijab at schools in Axom. 5 schools made this decision. By the way, in other schools of Ethiopia, there is no such restriction imposed on students. Students can wear hijab. And schools don't ban them. This is what I've learned. But in 5 schools of Axom, ban was imposed. Female students boycotted education. They refused to attend classes. They were then suspended from schools. And yesterday was the last day for registering for the 12th grade university entrance exam. Over 100 of these students who were suspended, they were due to be registered for the 12th grade exam. I don't know what happened because they're suspended from attending school. The Islamic Supreme Council tried to talk to Axom authorities. It talked to Tigray regional government. The regional government education bureau issued a statement supporting Muslim female students' position. School authorities involved local people. Large meetings were held there, and locals and school authorities refused to allow Muslim students to wear hijab at schools. Islamic Supreme Council took the matter to a court. Wareda Court has announced a verdict. It was announced yesterday. It announced that the ban on female students but wearing hijab is illegal. Female students must be allowed to wear hijab. Restrictions cannot be imposed on their dress code. Now, 24 January is the date announced by the court for the female students to appear before the court. The court wants to ensure that order is implemented. Now, it remains to be seen if the Axom school authorities will implement this decision or not. I don't know why is there so much opposition to the statements, the decisions which are in support of female students. I mean, I have seen Tigray diaspora supporting these students. We saw statement of Tigray Education Bureau supporting the female students. Why is that a few schools are not allowing the students to wear hijab? What is the reason? While other schools in other parts of Ethiopia, they're not imposing restrictions. Why is that some schools are just playing with the future of a few female students? Let's see, will the matter be solved or not? That remains to be seen. Thank you for watching.